Bonjour, class. I hope you're all doing well out there and staying safe. I'm just fine here so far, and I'm learning how to use all this technology to try to help you guys out. This is my first video. I'd like to make one probably each week to teach you guys a little bit of stuff that might be a little hard for you to figure out on your own. So today, if you have your vocab list for 10-3, which is opinions of clothing, I'm going to do our écoutez répétez, just like we would if we were in class. I'm going to run down the list saying how to pronounce each one properly, and then you can repeat after me. Now, you might want to be alone, in a room by yourself, something like that if you're embarrassed. But the only way you're going to know how to say these properly is to hear them from a French speaker and to try saying them yourself. So if you can get your list handy, wherever it is, I'll run down it for you. And here's what they should sound like. The first one is qu'en penses-tu? Qu'en penses-tu means what do you think of this? The next one is comment tu trouves ça? Comment tu trouves ça? Is another way to ask what do you think of this? Next up you have c'est. C'est means it's. You've seen it many, many times. And a little longer example, c'est parfait. It's perfect. That outfit looks perfect on you. A little longer one with say would be c'est tout à fait ton style. C'est tout à fait ton style, which means it's just your style. Next up we have il va très bien avec, or elle va très bien avec, means it goes very well with. Of course, the it could be masculine or feminine. That's why you have the il or the elle to start the sentence. And the last one on the top is il ne va pas du tout avec. Elle ne va pas du tout avec. And of course, that's the opposite. It means it doesn't go with. The rest of these are all adjectives you would use to describe someone's clothing. Like you would say, it's nice, it's fancy, it's cheap, it's expensive. Those are the kind of words we're talking about here. So let's do écoutez, répétez. Listen and repeat. À la mode. À la mode means stylish. Démodé. Démodé means out of style, out of fashion. Chic. Chic is another word for fashionable, stylish. Confortable. That one means comfortable. Notice they use an N instead of an M like we do in English. Confortable. Mignon. Mignon would be cute. We had that last year in the family chapter. Sensat. Sensat is a cool little word. It's short for sensational, and that's what French people used to say awesome. They say, ooh, sensat. Say sensat. It's awesome. Next we have rétro. Retro means old, like from the 80s. I know we use that word retro, like retro video games, like the regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo. It's retro in English. In French, there's an accent mark, so it's retro. Now in the second column, we have serré. Serré is tight, if your clothing was too tight. The opposite of that is large. Large would be loose or baggy. Petit means small. Grand means big. Court. Court is short. It rhymes court, short. Long. Long is long, obviously. Moche. Moche means plain. Like a plain, I've got a plain green shirt on today. Nothing special about it. Moche. Next up we have joli. You probably remember joli from last year. It means pretty. Then élégant. Élégant can mean elegant or fancy. Cher. Cher is expensive. It also means dear. If you were writing a letter, you write cher and then the person's name. So cher can mean expensive or dear. The opposite of it is the next one. Bon marché. Bon marché means cheap. But literally, it means good market. Like it was a good market value. I got a good price on it. That would be cheap. Bon marché. And now the next three words are unique, and that's what I wanted to really talk to you about today. The first one we have is nouveau. Nouveau means new, N-E-W, but notice how there's more than one spelling on nouveau. Okay. Same thing with the next one. Next one is pronounced beau, but there are 5 different ways that this is spelled. Beau means beautiful. And then if you turn your page over to the back or to the second page, there's only one left, it's vieux. Vieux means old if you're talking about things, not people. The word for old people you might remember is âgé. So you would call your grandfather âgé, which would mean old as in like elderly. Block 9 pointed that out to me. You would call people elderly, but you would not call your clothing elderly. It doesn't make sense. Same thing in French. Âgé is for people, but this new word vieux means old for things. So if you've got an old pair of sneakers, you would say des vieux baskets. You wouldn't say des âgés baskets. That's only for people. Okay, now look back at the different spellings on those. You've got nouveau, that would be the masculine. Underneath it, nouvelle is the feminine. Notice how it changes quite a bit. Okay, nouvelle is feminine. Then you have a shorter version of nouvelle that just ends with el. That would be if the next word ends with a vowel or starts with a vowel or an h to avoid hiccups. Then you've got nouveau with an x. That would be masculine plural. And then nouvelle with es. That would be feminine plural. So there are 5 different ways to spell nouveau, the word for new. Same thing with beau underneath it. Beau is masculine. Belle is feminine. Bel is if the next word starts with a vowel or an H. Beau with an X is masculine plural. Belle with ES is feminine plural. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say you had some dresses. A dress is feminine. More than one would be plural, so you would want belle with ES on the end of it. You have to make it match masculine, feminine, plural, and vowels. And finally, same thing with that last word we were talking about, vieux, the word for old. So the first one, vieux with the X on it, that's the masculine. That's the way it's naturally spelled. Then look at the spelling change underneath it for the feminine. You've got vielle, V-I-E-I-L-L-E, V-I-E-I-L-L-E. That's how my French teacher made us learn how to spell that one properly. That's the feminine. Shorten it up a little bit to V-I-E-I-L. That's the one for vowels and H's, VL. And then again, you have the plurals. Vieux with an X, it means singular, or it can mean masculine plural, more than one, because you know that X's indicate things that are plural in French as well. And then you've got vielle, V-I-E-I-L-L-E-S. A big long word that means old if you're talking about something feminine and plural, like old skirts. Something like that would be vielle with es on the end. Okay, I hope this clears it up. Feel free to play this as many times as you want, and this will be used to help you with your next homework assignment, which is going to deal with just those 3 new words, beau, nouveau, and vieux. Right. Au revoir, classe.